Downriver started in the 1960s, and Downriver actually innovated the corrugated honeycomb void filler. So we've been involved in load securement for darn near 50 years now. And we have 6 plants around the country, and we provide load securement methods and materials and services to a broad variety of industries and customers. Industries such as processed food, carbonated beverages, chemicals, and roll paper and building materials. How we decided to implement the FoxJet print line is that we had considered printing for years. As a newly acquired company with ITW, we became aware of FoxJet printers, and during our sales and marketing transition teamwork, we identified that there were some savings available to us by converting labeling process to printing process, and through the ITW network then became familiar with FoxJet. Before we were using FoxJet printers, we were actually putting labels on products. So we were putting label on every single piece of product. There were a couple of disadvantages to that. One is labor. We had an additional step in there to put the labels on, and the second was that where we had to put the labels on the honeycomb panels, you really couldn't see them once they were in application. Now we're printing on the core, so we actually get our branding more visible in the warehouse and in the application. The benefits we've seen since implementation are in a few areas. One I touched on a moment ago, being labor savings. We took that additional step of applying labels out of it. All the printing is in line. So that's a labor savings in the production area. Another one is the labels did not include product dimensions, whereas the FoxJet printheads, with the FoxJet printheads, we do. So we're able to put on a 12 by 48 inch drop-down void filler. We have the product name on there, we have the product dimensions on there, as well as our locations, as well as our branding. Customer response has been positive. They like the idea that they can see the size of the product by looking at the top of it. Many times our customers order 8, 10, 12, 14 inch void fillers. Sometimes it's hard to differentiate between a 12 inch and a 14 inch. Now the sizes are on them. So their people in the warehouse can find them more easily and pick up the right one. Many times our products are ordered from a front office purchasing department who aren't familiar with the product itself. So they go by whatever information is given to them. So somebody will tell them, order some 12 inch drop downs. Well, that doesn't tell us the drop length and so on. Now they can look at it and say, we need a 12 by 48 inch drop down. We've implemented this FoxJet at our 5 manufacturing facilities. 4 of the 5 plants were hand applying the labels. The one exception to that was Stockton, California, that has enough volume that they actually purchased label applicators and put them in line. But the other 4 plants were actually hand applying. That created a lot of issues. One is it takes time to peel them off the rolls, okay? The second is they get down on the floor, they're hard to clean up. The most important one is that it took an extra step in there in the process of putting a label on each component before it was assembled. And with the FoxJet printer, we eliminated that process entirely. FoxJet is very easy to work with, as well as the framework that was recommended that we purchased with the printers was spot on, so that our folks, when they go to change, they can simply loosen some quick lock cams, either raise the print head up, move it over, whatever, to get it close to the next product that's being produced. So the changeover time really isn't significant at all. It is dusty in our plant. It really hasn't created any problems. Our folks do clean the print heads every evening when they shut it off, and we haven't had any problems with it. Over the years, we've really leaned out our plants, and so we don't have a lot of extra labor. So uptime and the elimination of downtime are really very critical in our operations. And that's one of the things that we emphasized when we looked at the print heads, is they have to be reliable because we can't afford to take downtime. And the FoxJet printers have proven to do that.